Alright guys, welcome back. In this video we are going to learn how to convert our Python file that we have created using PyQt5 and has our GUI into an executable file. So mostly when you are giving your file to a consumer, you don't want them to run a Python file. You want them to run a DMG file for macOS or an exe file or an executable file for Windows. So for example, this is our code, and if you run this right now, it has a very simple dialog box which we learned how to create in the previous videos, and if we click on it, it shows us a very simple dialog box. So we'll be learning how to convert this into an executable file. So for that, we'll be using something known as PyInstaller. So first of all, we need to install it inside our Python code. So what you can do is you can just use pip install PyInstaller, and that will pretty much install your PyInstaller. So let me just write install and then PyInstaller. Pretty simple stuff, and I'm not going to install it again because I've already installed it, and you will see over here that it is already satisfied, but you should be able to install it. And now to convert this main.python file, make sure first of all you are in the location where your Python file is there. So this is inside my PyQt folder where my main.python file is there, and over here you can just use PyInstaller, write down PyInstaller, and make sure the spelling is correct. For some reason I always miss the S, and then you want to write -f. This basically tells PyQt and PyInstaller that we just want one executable files and not the other stuff that is there, for example DLL files and other libraries. So we want them all to be bundled in one executable file. We are just going to write PyInstaller -f and then the name of the Python file main.py and press enter. So this will take a little bit of time. It will give us our executable file. Now if you want to create this on macOS, make sure you are using macOS for this whole process. If you want to use Windows, create a Windows executable file, make sure you're using Windows. Or you can also, what you can do is you can install VirtualBox and install a virtual macOS and then use the same setup over there. So for example, if you have any problems understanding what's happening, if you're using Mac or something, you can also go to this link of PyInstaller and just scroll down a little bit, and you can go to supporting multiple operating systems, and over here you can see for macOS how it's done, but it will probably give the same information that, for example, Windows both, you must install PyInstaller on each platform as I said, or you can install the VirtualBox or VMware. So it's basically saying the same thing. So now let's go back to our code and see how it's looking. So these are our files. So let me just open up the folder where they are installed, and let's see over here. So this is our distribution and this is our build. So if we double click on our build, you can see all the build files that are required for this executable. And if we go to our distribution, this is for distribution, you can just double click on this main.exe and this will open up our window. So over here we can just minimize this, and if you click on show dialog box, this should open up our dialog box. So this looks pretty good. And this is pretty much it for this video course of PyQt5. Thank you so much for joining me in this journey, and I'll see you inside some other Python course, and I'll see you over there.